Welcome back to Back Garage. On this episode, we have a new project, VNSS.
Bad Back Garage.
Yeah, should be a bit of fun. This is a mate's car. I'm just doing this as a favour for him as he got shafted by a workshop. You see there's dodgy wiring everywhere in it. All over there. I have worked on this. I had to move all that wiring off the floor and get it running. Go around the car a bit more. It's a bit hard in the shed because I haven't got enough room. But it's a pretty nice car. Wish it was mine. Oh, don't like that, but we'll change that. New carpet for it already. But yeah, I'll just pop the bonnet. You said that's my doing, but that was all on the floor, and I put a Heltec in it and got it running for make sure the engine was good. As I'll give you a bit of a story in a second. I'll just pop that bonnet. Holy shit, that bonnet's heavy. I actually pushed the car back trying to lift it. But yeah, it's a bit of a toughie. It's a 355 stroker. I think it's got forges and rods and everything in it. But it's pretty clean. Not sure why I didn't paint that bit though. But yeah, the car has been resprayed. But yeah, it's a little bit rusty on here from, I'll tell you the story in a second. But yeah, at least it runs. The engine's good. It's got a six-speed manual in it. But yeah, so long story short, mate took his car to a workshop and asked the workshop to put the Heltec in it, get it tuned, and tidy up all the wiring under the dash, like that, or in the glove box side of things, and tune it. 10 months later, after I messaged him quite a lot, did get response on the way through on little bits and pieces. But long story short, we found it in a paddock outside the guy's workshop or the second workshop. I don't know the full story, but it was in a paddock, bonded up with a plastic bag over the throttle body, no air filter on it. Windows, were the front windows down? Can't remember, but no, the windows are up, but there was being birds in it at some stage, a cat, rats had gotten into it, and front tyre was shredded, obviously from just sitting out. The side skirts are ripped off. I think that was just from heat, no. But yeah, a little bit disappointing. It's a mate's pride and joy, and yeah, I felt pretty bad, so we quickly threw it in the trailer and got out of there. I've since got it home, and another mate of mine come around. We got it running on the factory computer straight away, so I don't know what the problem was, but that was after I did clean up all the wiring. I had it cleaned up, so at least it was tidied and made sure nothing was going to cause any issues. Plugged the factory computer in it, started straight up, so I'm like, oh, well, let's plug the Heltec in. Plugged the Heltec in, and mate, if this guy was going to tune it with what he had said in it, this engine wouldn't be together. Nothing was right. And I know nothing about what I'm doing, but yeah, it was disastrous. So between me and my other friend, we got it sorted and got the car running at least. So I'll have to do a quick video of it running, I suppose. Just make sure it's in neutral. Hopefully it'll start, because it has got a shitty tune in it. That's a cold start for you. So that's not. That's cold start. That's rattling around a bit. But she's a little bit rich still. So I'll turn that. that off because I don't know, a bit fumed out. Because yeah, it's way too rich. We did get it right, but then we forgot to save the right tune in it, so it was left on a tune just before we got it right. If that makes sense. So, but anyway, my plan is to I've got to gut the whole interior out of it. Or the hood lining's got to be fixed too, to get that sorted for him. But I'm going to gut the whole interior. I've got to tidy that mess up. Nothing in the dash works. No, the front windows don't go back up. The wiring in, I don't know if you can see, but that actually hits the headers sometimes, and it's already starting to melt. So I'm going to redo all that. The windscreen wiper's not hooked up. Might get rid of those AC pipes, see what he wants to do with those. But yeah, so I've got to. Oh, and there was also rat damage. See, oh, there you go, there's bird shit on the seat still. All I did was vacuum it out so I could sort of work on the car. Rat damage, and some rat damage over there. And yeah. But yeah, I'm going to get this whole interior out, get dash out, and is to wire this thing up and get everything working. So I guess I'll don't know if I'll do time lapses. Probably a bit hard. It's hard where I've got the car because it's under the hoist and it's dark. You're probably not going to see much. So I'll get in and I'll pull this interior out at least, and get back to you and show you what I'm working with. Well, this is one of the reasons why you gotta watch what workshops do, especially some shitty ones. They use 3mm twin core wire to I think it's like a Walbro pump in the in-tank pump. So that would have melted and caught fire eventually, or not delivered enough voltage to the pump, which could have related in other issues. And that's the main power wire going to it. It might be 4mm if it's lucky. So that's 15 amp and that's 10 amp. So yeah, pretty shit. But yeah, at least the boots, I've got the boot emptied. I've got to clean all this up, redo earths and power wires and all sorts of shit. I'll clean that up too, where it looks like it's got a trailer harness in it, so I'll take that out, re-splice it all back in, make it good again. The boot popper doesn't work, which is a bit frustrating because I just got the keys stuck in the boot lock and it wouldn't come out. So, but that's also another thing that's, oh mate, fucked. Hold on. Got the key stuck in there now, but as you can see, the boot lock's all broken out. Oh, you probably can't see it, but shouldn't do that. So I've got to work out what's going on there. It's missing something, but at the same time, the key's stuck in the barrel, so got to get that out. Sorry, Daniel. I'll sort it out anyway. I must have boot struts on these things because I just noticed little, little nipples there. So I might order some boot struts for it because just the one. So order a boot strut for it. But the battery was sitting down there, but I want to move it to up in that corner there. Yeah, he's got an Odyssey, so it'll be fine for the breathing and bullshit. Like it's a sealed thing, so I'll get back into it. Well, got the interior out. Little carpet and dash. Hold on, let's go pause that. Watching Jamboree. So, and the key. Literally just fell out of the boot thing. Like, I don't know. Just walked up to it and it come out. But yeah, that's, I don't know if you can see that, but move that around so you can see what we're dealing with. So yeah, to go through, tidy all this up, see if there's anything wrong, plug all the electrics back in now. All that side of the floor is covered in oil. I think Daniel said he had an oil gauge let go in here or something. So I've got to pull out that underlay over there. Yeah, use some, it's got not an amp power cables, so I'm not a fan of them, but hey, if they work, they work. I'll just have to do some research and see if that's all good. But yeah, I've just got to go through now, plug everything back in, all the 12-volt accessories, and oh buggered, and yeah, start working out start seeing what works and what doesn't work. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, I don't think. But yeah, you can see, hold on. But yeah, that's the mess I've got to play with. It's pretty bad. But we'll get there. I'm gonna fix up the fuel pump wiring, so I've got to get on the hoist eventually. For now, it can doesn't need to run as such to do what I need to do. I just need to run power to everything. But we'll get that sorted. But yeah, I got to go because I've got to sell some parts. But I'll see what else I get recording this episode. Well, it's another day working on the VN, and what I thought was going to be that's all I had to remove is turned out to be a lot more work. All under here is just oil, so I've got to remove. Oh, it looks like it might be a two-piece sort of thing, so it looks like I might be able to just remove from there down. So I've got to remove basically everything out from underneath the bottom here, and yeah, work out what's. Actually, I know where the oil came from. My mate said he had an oil gauge. He had, the lights are real bad. He had a oil gauge, a mechanical oil gauge let go in the car. So, yeah, I've got to get in and clean all the oil out because every time I touch anything down here, it's just oil on everything. So I've got the brake cleaner in there and clean all that out. But I'll get all this wiring moved out of the way, and I'll get back to you when I've done that. Well, I got that underlay out. Just moved all the wiring up out of the way. But I don't know if you can see in here. Get a torch. But don't ever do this. They're wires on a very sharp bit of steel, and wires falling on my head. And that's a power wire running through. I don't know if I can get a better view. Power wire running straight through a very sharp edge, so I'll have to fix all that. I'll see what I'm going to do there, but I don't like it running behind that insulation there, so I'm trying to find a better spot for it to come through. That's just that harness there is just the engine bay harness that was originally supposed to be in the engine bay, but it's all been moved into the cab to hide all the wiring in the engine bay. I put all the power wires I could through. That's just the relay for the thermo fan, so I can just tuck that up into there for now while I clean all this. Oh shit, I'm gonna keep the wires. I'll clean this up. Shit, now I'm gonna blow this out. I'll clean all these wires up just so they stop falling down on me, and then just cable tied that up out of the way. That should be in the engine bay too, but it's now in here. And then I'm going to go over that side and see what I can work out over there, and just start pulling things out, tidying it up. Well, just doing what I've done here, pull it up out of the way, ready for sound deadening to go down, because that's all going to be cleaned out and sound deadening mat put in. But yeah, I'll get in and clean that side up next, and then I'll start plugging in all the 12-volt stuff in, because I don't know when this sound deadening is going to turn up. But I'll plug in like the dash, the shit that's in the middle there, and start seeing what works and what doesn't work. So we'll go from there. Well, driver's side's a bit of an abortion. Definitely some handyman's work in here. So I'll have to go through and work out what's going on with all that shit. think that might be head unit. I pretty much isolated the rear harness out of the way, so that's good. Just got to get this dash harness laid out where it's supposed to go again, but I'll got to clean up all this shit up here too. A bit of shit up there. Oh, sorry about the light. But yeah, I'm tempted to cut the ignition harness out and put an actual plug to be able to plug this in and out, because it's just so it's pretty bad. It's definitely been messed with quite a few times before. The only problem is then it might make it easy to steal with a plug there, because you'll actually be able to bypass it pretty easy. So I don't know, I'll have to work out what I want to do here, see what my mate wants to do, but I'll keep digging away, and I suppose I'll start plugging in all the accessories now that I've got in here and see where they all go. Well, oh, that was pretty droppy. I'm a few days into this now, just working a few hours at a time at it because my back hurts doing this shit. But the harness is still coming apart. That's the engine bay harness, well, the lights and that, but as you can see, extended the wiring harness, just used all red wires, so I'm going to cut all that out and try and get another Commodore harness and actually use, blurry, still blurry, and colour match it all. If not, I've got a patrol harness. But yeah, I went and bought a few bits and pieces today so I can start getting this ready. Oh, get in here. Yeah, so I've got a few things going on over there. This side should all just go back in factory spots, because that hasn't changed too much, but we'll go on the other side. Got to get this ready for another event though, coming up. But yeah, I've made some spots. Oh god, it's hard work getting down there. So I've mounted like the ignition module sits up in there. The relay box can go upside down there. So it'll sort of, I just got to make something for it to sit up in there. And then I've got to find somewhere to mount the coil, because I'm mounting the coil in here, so you can see there's some holes in there that is being used, so I'll stuff around with those, and I don't know what I'm going to do there. I think I've got to put a through stud where that hole is, so I haven't got cables going through the wall. And then the computer, pretty sure I'm just going to mount it to the kick panel. I'll like just double-sided tape it to the kick panel there. So it just sits on side the kick panel. So if you want to get to the computer, take the kick panel off, and computer will be double-sided tape with enough wiring to fold it down. But it's a big process. That's why I'm not showing any of it. It just takes a long time, like trying to find where wires go and what wires do, and I don't have a wiring diagram for this. All the ones I'm finding don't seem to be too crash hot, so but yeah, keep going. Hopefully next time I pick the camera up I'll have a few more things mounted in, and maybe some brackets made up so I can mount that relay box. And I've still got to mount that fuse panel somewhere. Might try and mount that. I don't know where I'm going to mount that, to be honest. Not sure yet, but I'm running out of room very quickly for what I'm trying to shove under the dash here. So he's still got full operation of the glove box. But yeah, see how I go. See you when I get something done in hours, days, weeks, months, who knows. Well, the owner of the car came over on the weekend. It's been a few days since I've touched this car, and we've come up with a bit of a game plan. So first I want to do is try and get this headlight harness done. So it's basically headlights, blinkers, fog lights, oh that puppy, washer bottle, and I thought I saw a horn. Oh yeah, and the horn down there. So first things I'll do is I'll get the lights put back in, wherever I put, oh over here. So I've got the lights. Ooh. Oh yeah, down there. I'll get the lights back in, and I'll go through, plug it all back in, and then I just I zippy tie the harness like in spots, like spot zippy tie it, so then I can have all the wires nice and tight and firm and where I want to route them, so you can like sort of kink the wires a little bit in the directions you want to go. So I'll do all that first because I've got to add in the horn wires and the washer bottle wires. Then I'll, the plan is to cut that harness and just throw some Deutsch connectors in there. Probably won't use, I'll use the pins in that other one, but I got some 12 pin because I need about 22 wires or something. Might be able to cull it down a bit with some of the earths, just put another earth somewhere. But see how I go there. And yeah, so I'll show you what I'm doing when I get to that point. So I'll get these lights back in and start laying this harness out. Well, an hour later or so, maybe less, maybe more, I don't know. But we got a bit of a start here. So this harness will come up and tuck under the head, well, under the blinker. So you'll only just see a little bit. Once it's black, you shouldn't see too much of it. Wide in the, oh no, you can see that better now, for the horn. And then I just followed that down underneath. I just zippy tie it to roughly where I think I'm going to run it. There's probably see a plug right down there for the fog lights. I've got to fix that wiring up because it's shit. But you just got to get a bit of an idea of where you want to run things. I'll probably put a bit of, because it's exposed, oh, it's not exposed, but I'll attach a tape it, but I'll probably also sleeve it with like a, I don't know, I'll show you when I get it. But yeah, just run that up through the other headlight there. I'm still having a lot of problems trying to work out where to mount those two things. Yeah, I don't know yet. But I've zippy tied that. Oh, that's really hard to do it there. Just off to there, just to get an idea of where I want to run it. I don't want it attached to the front bar, but I might run it so it kicks back. It'll be probably loose there. I might put some sort of bracket off the bottom here or something. Or the other option is to, I don't think I've got enough cable there. But it'll go down there and wire piece back up, and then I'll put a, see if I can flick under there. You see, I'll put a bracket in there, so at least you can pull the front bar off, and the wiring won't come with it. You just have to unplug the headlights, the fog lights. I've got to replace all this still, but I don't know what this plug is. It wasn't plugged in anything, so that'll just run back into the cab for now, and I'll trace that back. But yeah, I just need to fix that wiring up now, and tuck that up under there with a sleeve or something. It'll run all the way up and then back into here. So hopefully that made some sense and you can see what I'm trying to do. But it takes a long time to do this. But yeah, I'll get in and try and, I'm going to go see if the neighbour's home, see if I can buy a harness off them and start cutting into this and re-splicing it all and tidying it up. Start taping it and then work out the lengths over the top and then cut it, put a Deutsch plug on it and be done with it. Actually, I might even put some zippy ties up and up under there, like up under here, there were some zippy ties before. I might put them up, run this all through it and get my lengths before I fix all this. I'll just cable tie all this like sort of a spot. I'll do like a, so like there I just do little spots, cable ties. I might do that all the way along here and run that back into the cab and get my length before I go modifying any of this. Because it'll be easier to redo this when I've got a starting length where I can just cut this harness off and have a starting length for all this, and then I'll sit there and I'll run I'll do some testing and make sure it all works. So hopefully that makes sense, but I'll keep getting back into it. Well, after many hours of playing wiring and cutting all that mess out and finding a Nissan Patrol grommet that fitted perfectly, that's just for thermo fans, and that, I can't remember what that's for, but anyway, I've got it all taped up. Oh, it was for washer bottle, that's right, that wire. Yeah, no, that wasn't washer bottle. It was for, I know, I'll work it out when I get there. But that's washer bottle wires. I just don't know where I'm putting the washer bottle. But yeah, I've got this whole harness taped and ready to go into the car. Yeah, I had a few rums. And yeah, a lot of hours of work just to do one harness. It's probably worse trying to fix a harness than it is to make a harness. But I want to keep all the factory stuff, and I don't want to spend any money on connectors and that. So I saved my mate a bit of money because I'm not really charging labour. Well, it's a mate's car and I can't charge labour, I feel bad. But anyway, he'll sort me out later. But yeah, now I can get it in the car and start on the next harness, which is, I've got to get around all this mess. So I'll probably start on doing the engine harness next, I think. Because that's the other one comes in from under there somewhere. You can't see a bloody thing, but anyway. But yeah, still got all that to fix and that to fix. I'm waiting for a mate ordered like a relay, straight line relay base thing. So I can't do too much until I get that. But at least I can make a engine harness, which is that there. That's the engine computer harness. All I've got to do basically is I've got to add nitrous and some gauges in, because he wants to run nitrous on this eventually, and so I figured I'll wire it in for nitrous now. So all I've got to do is I just have a Deutsch plug. A Deutsch plug just coming out ready, pre-wired. So I only have to hook up a throttle switch and the solenoids, make a little harness for them, and that'll be pretty easy to do later on. But yeah, I'll guess I'll get into this next harness and keep going from there. Well, next piece of the project is the engine harness. I've gone through and labelled what things are. I placed the order, got all this stuff. Took me 1 or 2 days to get it all in, so it's been a couple of days. So I've got to get rid of all that. And then next thing is to, get that the other way. Next thing I do is lay that out on the bench and yeah, start working it all out. I've got to shorten it and lengthen it and do a few things. I don't know if I've showed this, but there was some pretty messed up wires. I think I did show it. But yeah, I got to go through, cut all these plugs off, redo them all with new ones from over there. And this harness here is way too long, so I'll probably cut it sort of somewhere in here or somewhere back down, or down here somewhere. I've got to show you where I'm doing it. So it gives me all that to play with, because that's where it goes through the firewall at the moment from memory. I think it was around about there. So I can cut a fair bit down. Oh, actually, I might have to measure to see where that goes. So it's got to go to the computer still. Bugger. So I might have to do a little bit of work before I start cutting it up. But yeah, like plugs like this are down in the engine, in the cab, so they got to go up over there somewhere, and other ones now that are here that are only short, now got to go all the way over there. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'll get back to you when I've done a bit more. Well, I've got all the harness plugged in. I'm just not sure if I showed this, so wife, you might have to edit this out. I'm not sure. But they're all plugged in, except for that one, because it's hard to get to. So first plan is to start trying to find a way to route this so it tucks in behind down there somewhere. So I'm going to spend the next, I don't know, probably a few hours trying to work this out, and then I'll show you what I end up with. I've got the harness roughed in now, just tucking sort of so it's usable. That should tuck in sort of in behind there. Runs up through the manifold there, and then the injector ones run there and there, and I put a little sneaky nitrous plate under there because I actually needed it for the height, because that return spring there was hitting the air temp sensor, or just the top of it, so I couldn't put a plug on it. Next bit is I've got to tidy that up in through the back, so I'll get the leads out, distributor cap and leads out, and then run it all to the plug in the back. So I'll get it all into the, take the distributor cap off, leads off, run the wires sort of where I want them behind there, and then zippy tie them off as they're going into through the firewall. Mark a point where I want them to go through, then allow a bit of cable then for the plugs to go inside the car. So you will have to unplug it from inside the car, but it'll just look neater than having the plugs on the outside, I reckon. So then if you pull the engine, all you do is don't go inside, unplug it, and just unplug the harness, pull it through. So that's the next step. It's hard on the back doing this shit, but it's pretty rewarding once it's all done. So I'll get the next step done. Got the harness out of the car now. I've done it in sections, so the yellow zip tie is for where it goes through the firewall. So at least I know now when I put the plug on it, I'll give myself probably a bit of length. So that's like idle control, dizzy, O2 and earth. Then I did a left bank and a right bank. It's just easier to keep them separated. I think that's I think that might be a TPS sensor, and that one's air temp. And then this one here is a front harness that does alternator, aftermarket oil pressure, factory oil pressure, aftermarket temp, factory temp, and then same with that, runs through. So I might have to extend some of these wires because they're only just long enough. But yeah, next plan is to, what do I got to do? Got to go find my grommet that I've run through the firewall, then start feeding all these through. So at least I get the lengths. I've got to extend that and that for the injectors. That's all going to be extended a fair bit and spliced into one. So I'll go like two, and then into one. And then same with that one. I'll just do two, and then into one, then splice them back in. Or they'll get joined at the plug in the firewall. Yeah. Oh yeah, had Father's Day, so I got myself some clippers that I've been waiting on because my last one died. So yeah, happy Father's Day to me. Yeah, I'm going to get something done with this harness, and then that's right, go find the grommet, run all the wires through the grommet, and start doing that next. So once I finish that bit, I might finish this video there and get on to the next one because I've got more work to do on the Falcon next. So I'll get this done and show you where I'll get up to. Well, I've got a bit more done on this SS. Been a bit slack really. Haven't done a lot lately, just been busy doing other things. But at least it's starting to look like something. Got the relay panel now sitting up under the dash here. The glove box does fit in, just had to cut the back of it out, which was already cut. That's the harness for it there, and then also runs up through there and then around to there, so I can join back into the other side over there somewhere. Looks a bit messy still, but it's there. Therefore, what are wires are these for? Good question. I don't know. Oh, real thermo fans and stuff. Can't remember what these ones are for. I've got zippy ties on things, the colour, so I know where they go, where I'm joining stuff. I've got a bit of an issue with this real, where is it? I can't see it on the picture. Oh, there, this relay here. It's for the fog lights. It was all disconnected. Wiring diagram I got's pretty ordinary, so got to work with that. The ignition box or whatever they are, I've got to move that because when I made the harness, I made it a little short. That's easy enough. There's a nice big gap up under there where I can stick it on the firewall. I've just got to work out how to attach it without going through. But yeah, it's slowly getting there. I think next step I want to do is I probably shouldn't. I should probably finish that off, but I want to get the battery in and start mounting all the positive and negative cables for that. So go in the boot. Get rid of this shit. Make you sick. Hopefully this isn't locked. Yeah, so I got to get. I was going to put the battery there. I reckon it should go on the passenger side. The only reason why there because the fuel pump goes through for the fuel pump grommet and everything. So I just run the wires along that parcel shelf. It's not going to get used for it on the parcel shelf, the tunnel there. So I'll move the battery. Bang, 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 bang. Hopefully, he's got that. So I'll get that mount sitting up there somehow. Sort of got 3 spots. I've got to put a spacer there. The other 2 spots over there, I'll just use rib nuts. Should get it mounted up out of the way, and then I got to put a kill switch, which I'll sit up here, and I'm going to put like an Anderson plug up there, so you can just plug a charger in up here, and save you having to reach into the battery, or if you ever need to jump it or something, you can jump it through that if you have to. It'll be sure the wires are at least probably 100 amp wire, so you'll be able to jump through it. Should be enough, hopefully. If not, there's a stud under the floor pan. You can be a positive negative down there. You better jump it for. Just pull the car back and jump start it. But yeah, I've got to reroute this wiring back in again, back on the engine. That can later be done, but I'll get there. So yeah, I'll put this down and get this battery mounted, I guess. Well, battery tray's in. There's a bit of a gap there, so I've just got to get some spacers and some longer bolts, but at least it's mounted. Hopefully the trim will all fit around it. I didn't test fit anything, which I probably should have, but I'm pretty sure from memory the trim sits quite close to the panel, so there should be enough room. Get that mounted, and next is a kill switch. So work out where that goes. Actually, there's supposed to be struts in here, isn't there? I think told this. No, there's a strut up under there. Struts under there somewhere. So I'll get this kill switch and see where we're going to put that. I've got a bit more done on the VN. I don't know where you see much, but dash is in. We've got the main harness tied up. It's all tied up down there. It's hooked up back together. Main power cable's in. Battery's in. I had to drill a hole for the battery stud to go through the firewall. Just wasn't happy where the other one was, so yeah, that's done now. we've got a fuse panel which then mounts up to the back of the battery there. It's all a bit, cable manager's a bit shit ass at the moment, but that'll all be tucked up under there. I've just got to get some clamps in there. But it's all mainly just for test fitting at this stage. Get test fitted, and then so I've got the dash in. So I think I've just got to start plugging all the dash back in, run power to everything, and start testing. So that'll be, well, in the next week or two for me, but next second or two for you guys. But yeah, it's slowly getting there. It's taken me a lot longer than I was hoping for, but my back doesn't like getting in there, so I had a mate come out and help me do a few things, and that's all getting sorted now. He helped me with bits and pieces, so big thanks to DJ. But yeah, I'll get back to you hopefully once I've got a bit more done. Well, I can't remember where I left off on this VN, but I've been slowly plodding away on it. That spin around. The engine harness is back in. It cranks. As you can see, the engine harness is sort of hidden fairly well. Got it cranking. I've got all the lights to work. Even the fog lights down the bottom I got working. Got blinkers working, tail lights. It's still a bit of a mess in here. I've still got to hook a lot of wiring up and just tidy things up, because that's all needs to, well, I'll point all that there needs to tuck up under there, which it should. I've just got to wire up the fan, and I think I'm just about to, I've got the fuel pump working last night. I've got a dodgy earth hooked up there just to make an earth at the moment. I couldn't get the thing to crank because I forgot to plug the gearbox plug in. So it's got a neutral safety on it. But so it's a bit messy at the moment. But yeah, I just got to hook up an earth for the pump. I was trying to get the pump to work last night, but it wouldn't, and then I realised I had an earth not on. So I had to get in and get all that done. So hopefully next time I pick up this camera, I'll hopefully be firing it up. So get back to you in a second. Well, first start with the Haltech in and all wired up. Let's hope it does something. Primed it. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. That does not sound good. Check the timing. I might have put a plug on wrong. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I forgot to put the cap on at all. It was just sitting on there, so I've got to find the clips for it. So I'll find those, and then I'll put the cap on properly, and we'll go from there. Second try, I zippy tied the cap down, so hopefully it holds it enough. Well, that's good. Start first go. Not too bad for a backyard. Well, I'm pretty stoked at that. So yeah, first start in a few months. I don't know if I said I did start it before I did all this work to make sure it did run, but nothing else worked. So everything's off the key now. Well, if you actually put the distributor cap on properly, first click of the key, it would have fired up. So it's a tune just me and my mate put in it to get it running. So we've obviously got it fairly close. So yeah, guess I better get in and start wiring this up or tidying this mess up and go from there. So I'll leave. I'm going to leave this video there on a high because, yeah, pretty stoked. Yeah, I'm definitely going to leave it on a high, and I'll see you on the next one, when we get all the wiring cleaned up and start putting all the interior back in. Cheers for watching, guys.
Do 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 do. Bad back garage.